Good morning, I'm Craig Heffernan from Heffernan Construction Company. Today we're going to hang a storm door on the front of this home. We're going to use the Larson's brand because it's America's #1 selling storm door. Inside the packaging came the door and the side track, the hardware closer kit, and the door handle. Also these instructions. Whoa. These are pretty easy to read instructions. We're going to go to step number 1. This is the hinge rail. It's going to be put up tight against the top. And against the side, the left side. I'm going to take and mark with a pencil where the placeholder screw is going to be drilled. A little relief hole. I'm not going to screw it in all the way, I'm just going to leave it hang out about 1/8 of an inch. So when I put my door on, it'll hang the door there. I'm going to take the hinge rail and attach it to the storm door now. The factory has given you a hole near the top of the door that's where you're going to put your first screw. It's a number 10 1/2-inch screw that you're going to screw right in there. In the remaining holes, I'm going to drill a 1/8-inch pilot hole for the screws. Remember the first one we put in was by the factory, and it set the hinge rail 3/16 inches above the top of the door. There's actually a little line here, a crease that's the center of the hole, so the drill bit lines right up with that. This is the hinge rail extender, and it goes on the bottom. It'll slide right in here and slide it all the way up for now. I'm going to hang the hinge rail back on to that placeholder screw with the door on it. And when I put it on there, the door is going to drop about 1/16 of an inch right there. You want to put a pilot hole in each one of these holes. Use the 1-inch number 8 painted screws. And we'll finish off securing the hinge rail. The hinge rail side extender, we put it on earlier. Now it will slide down to cover this gap right here. Makes a nice fit. This is the top drip cap provided. It's going to slide into the left side of the hinge rail on the top. It goes above the top of the storm door and tight up against the wood molding. I'm going to close the door to get myself consistent reveal on the top. Once I've achieved that, I'm going to pre-drill the holes. Now we're going to install the latch side rail. I'm going to put this rail extender on the bottom like we did the hinge rail side. Push it all the way in first, and then we'll put the latch side rail to the top inside this channel right here to the top rail. Pre-drill all the holes and start setting the screws. Now I can go ahead and take and push down the rail extender down to the bottom of the sill of the door. And then they provide you these little weather strips that need to be fit and cut and glued right in place. This is the storm door expander that's provided. What it's going to do is it's going to give you some adjustment to seal off the bottom of the door. First we're going to put this door sweep inside this channel. Once the sweep's on the bottom, you want to take and crimp this end with a pair of needle nose pliers. Right there, just give it a little. Same thing on the other side. Just crimp the end of it so the rubber stays in place. And take and put the screw holes to the inside of the door, and these little cutouts are for the outside of the door. Put it on the outside first. Start this end first, and it goes right on. Now it's adjustable to fit the rubber flap to the bottom. For some finishing touches, they've provided these rail cap screw covers, and they'll go with this end here at an angle in the corner to the top. And just simply start pressing it right in there. Since the door is reversible, left or right, they mortise the lock set on both edges of the door. So once you get the door put in, you want to take and put this mortise hole cover over top of there and screw it in place. Now we have to install the door closers. We're going to put a door closer on the top, and we're going to put one on the bottom. So first we have to put the door brackets on the jamb side, and provided are these spacers that get broke off after you position the bracket to the door jamb. The closer that has a little button is the one that goes on the bottom. And then the other one goes on the top. Time to put in the lock set. It looks pretty complicated because all the parts. But what I do first is I lay them all out on the table so I can separate them, get rid of all the packaging. Makes it a lot easier. They provided you a template that you use to mark the door holes that you're going to have to drill through the door. And I did all the folds. And I'm going to place it inside this mortised hole inside the door. Fold this flap over and keep this edge to the inside of the door. Once it's in place, I can take my center punch and punch all the center holes. Now I'm going to take the 1/8 inch drill bit and go right in the center punch hole. Drill some pilot holes. This hole gets a 3/4 inch hole. This hole gets a 3/4 inch hole, and we're going to drill 2 1/2 inch holes on the top and bottom. Take the 3/4 inch spade bit and go into the pilot hole and drill. Then we're going to take a 1/2 inch spade bit and do the top hole and the bottom hole. Remember, this is on the inside of the door. They do really nice clean cuts there. Larson's provided this cool tool. It's called the AccuGuide. It'll transfer the holes from the inside of the door to the outside of the door. Just simply place it in the hole, and it squares up the drill bit so I can drill a pilot hole to the other side of the door. Good. We'll put the latch inside of the mortised hole, and I want to take and pre-drill pilot holes in the edge of the door. Use a hand screwdriver on these ones so I don't strip anything out. I can get a better fit. You want to assemble the exterior handle set first. You want to take the plate, exterior plate, and put this washer on the outside. Put the exterior handle through the hole. Then on the back side, you want to take a flat washer. This is the flat washer. And then put it on the back side. You take your clip, this clip, and put it on. Holds the handle in place. And then you take this through there, and then put the handle through the back side here. I'm going to put the interior plate on. I'm going to line up the holes. Make sure that deadbolt works good. And put these screws right through and find the other. I like to always use a hand screwdriver so I don't strip anything out. Now that the lock set's inside the door, make sure it all works properly and freely. And then we'll put the strike plate on the jam side.